Welcome back and thank you for staying with eNCA. Now, there may be a last-minute obstacle to the ANC's elective conference. Some members are unhappy with the announcement of the party's nominees for the NEC. They have lodged an application at the High Court in Johannesburg. The members are questioning the criteria used to disqualify some candidates. The ANC's Electoral Committee is opposing the application, which is expected to be heard sometime either today or tomorrow. Let's find out from our reporter, Pule Letshwiti-Jones, who is watching those developments, and he joins us now live from Johannesburg. Pule, just tell us also, first of all, exactly when this application will be heard, but also what some of the grievances that the ANC members have.
Definitely, Masikhone, just an update for you is that the matter has been moved to tomorrow. We understand we had been in touch with some of the ANC disgruntled members who, of course, launched this application, taking the party's electoral committee to court on the basis of what they believe are rigged, NEC additional lists. They say that they were not attributed correctly, and they believe that some of the nominees who are on the list aren't supposed to be there, and accordingly so they want the ANC to provide the raw data of some of the nominees who were voted in by the branch members. As you understand that this of course is the 80 member committee nominees who are supposed to make it from the 200 names who are on the NEC list as well. This 80 will of course join the 6, which is the top 6, in conclusion making it the 86 committee as well. So those are just some of the grievances that have been made by these members, but I just want you to take a listen to what they had to say further regarding why they're going to court.
When Comrade Kgalema Motlanthe released the list, we then, as members of the ANC in good standing, analyzed the list, and we realized that it does not accord to the rules as published by the Electoral Committee. Upon concluding the analysis, we found out that there were discrepancies about the numbers, and it didn't drill down to say Mokhomotsi was nominated by Brent so in this region, and then the numbers were consolidated at the regional level and at the provincial level and so on. But we just had a number which was consolidated somewhere, which is really flouting the rules. And that is the basis on which we had an apprehension about the integrity of the list, and we said the best thing to do is to demand the raw data itself so that it can either dismiss our apprehension or confirm our doubts about the integrity of the list.
And so, Pule, what are they hoping to get out of going to court?
You get a feeling that most of these branches are fuming on the ground. I mean, I've been chatting to some of them, and we were told that there was also another application that is expected to be filed today on the basis of trying to, interdict the conference in its entirety. These are just some of the challenges we'll be seeing on our journey to this national electoral conference, which is expected to take place in a few days from today. But most importantly, again, they want the data to be released and rectified. But the question also is, what are the prospects of this application being successful? Because we've seen this kind of, litigious process unfold at some of these conferences as well, where they would, angry ANC members would, try to interdict a conference and file an urgent application, but the application will be dismissed because the courts will say it's not urgent or it lacks a lot of sufficient, arguments thereof. So it will be interesting to see what the High Court has to rule tomorrow, but they are hoping that the ANC rectifies this mistake if the court is to rule in favor of the disgruntled ANC members. Let's just take a listen to what they had to say.
We tried our level best to avoid going to court because we felt this thing could have been resolved within the EC itself. Remember, an elections committee on its own is it's an independent committee from the National Executive Committee. So we are therefore, that's why we will go to the National Executive Committee to inform them that this independent committee is not doing the just that we expect it to do. So we therefore requested the NEC to intervene and oversee this process, because we can see there is flaunting of this process. Because this thing is easy, it's simple. If you're saying we have 3,000 branches nationally, and province so and so got 500 branches and all that. All you need to do is just to retrieve from the nominations that came from the branches to say, because each branch made about 86 nominations, including the top 6. So you are able to say, these are the additional 80 members that were made from branch so and so, and from branch 2 so and so, up until to the last 3,000 branch. So that is a very simple thing. That's where the just needed to do, just to retrieve that particular data and show the transparency of how they done the process. That's what the renewal as well of the ANC speaks of.
All right, Pule, and just quickly and lastly, I think I saw you post something in one of our work WhatsApp groups about the Gauteng ANC having a PEC later today ahead of Friday.
Yeah, they're going to be, of course, convening that PGC this afternoon, this at about 2 o'clock, obviously, for the outcomes of what the province has been discussing in some of the provincial committee meetings. It will be interesting to see what are their sentiments in regards to the conference, in regards to the challenges that have been raised, and most importantly behind whether they're endorsing the president for a second term as well, if they're supporting him. I mean, Gauteng has also come out clearly previously to say that they will be, pledging their allegiance for the incumbent. So it will be interesting to see what unfolds at 2 p.m. I can also tell you right now, there are, of course, the NEC meetings that are taking place, we understand, virtually today as well, from about, I think, 11 until 1 p.m. Obviously, this will be in regards to discussing some of the affairs of the conference and what is taking place, but most importantly, what unfolded during that parliamentary sitting yesterday, where we saw some of the members not voting in favour, with their caucus members within the ANC as well. So much discussions that are taking place today in regards to that conference that's expected to sit, and other challenges again.